Hello, God bless you for joining me today. My name is Pamela Mantey. Today I'm about to share 4 principles with you, which I believe is going to help you unearth and dig the wealth of potential that God has placed within you, which will bless you and also be a blessing unto all the people around you. Stay tuned. Second Kings chapter 4, reading from verse 1. Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out unto all those vessels. And thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him, and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her. And she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God. And he said, Go sell the oil and pay thy debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest. Amen. Now, when you go back to the narrative, you realize that the widow came to Elisha to complain of her financial situations. I believe that there are many of us who are in different situations concerning their finances right now. The widow was in a financial bind because her husband had died and had left a debt for her to settle. And the creditor was about to take her sons to be servants, to be slaves, actually. And the first thing that Elisha told her was that, what do you have in your house? What do you have? That is the first principle. What do you have? The widow had a pot of oil in her house. That was the only thing left. And that pot of oil was insignificant to her until Elijah asked her, What do you have in your house? What I want you to realize is that no matter what is going around you, God has given you something. God has placed something within you. God has given you potential and talents and resources in you that he wants you to develop so that you'll be able to use. That is the first principle. You need to go before the Lord and ask him, reveal to me what is in me. What have you placed within me? What I want you to do is take a piece of paper, take a pen, sit down and begin to write down all the talents that you know you have. Every potential that you are aware of, you need to write that down. You also realize that if the widow did not come to Elisha, she wouldn't know that that pot of oil that was so insignificant would be the very thing, the very resource that God would use to bless her. Sometimes we need God to give us a divine revelation of the things that he has placed in us. After all, he gave us those things. Therefore, we need that divine revelation. We need the divine enlightenment to be able to give us a knowledge of the things that he has given to us, to bring the value of the things, the talents and the potential, the resources around us. They will be very insignificant to you until God reveals to you that this is what this is for. You can use this for that. You can use this talent to bring this and be productive in that area. Therefore, that is the very first principle. The second principle is, Elisha asked her, go to your neighbors and go borrow. The people that God has placed in your life, your friends, your neighbors, your family, acquaintances, the people at your job are all key people that God has placed in your life. They need you and you need them. Elisha told the widow, go and borrow from them. What do these people that God has placed around you have that you need? Amen. You need them and they need you. God has placed something in you for them, as well as God has placed something in them for you. What I need you to do